welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making goat meat pepper soup. If you'd like to see how this recipe is achieved, please stay tuned. So for this recipe, I'll be using goat meat. You want to make sure you wash, clean and rinse your goat meat before using them. I'll also be using yam too. You want to make sure you wash and clean them as well. I'll be using ginger, Scotch bonnet pepper. I'll also be using white onion, chili powder, and I'm also going to be using Knorr stock cube, oregano and basil. This is optional, you can skip it. And I'm also going to be using pepper soup spice. I'll be using beef seasoning to season the goat meat, and I'll also be using table salt for this recipe. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to blend my onion, my Scotch bonnet pepper and the ginger. I'm adding a little bit of water now to it, and I'm just going to blend this until it becomes a fine smooth paste. If this is your first time visiting my channel, you're welcome. Please support me by subscribing to my channel as I upload new recipes every week, and I'll be glad to have you in the Moga's Meals family. So what I'm doing, I'm blending the onion, the peppers and the ginger into a very smooth paste because I don't want to chop it into bits in the pepper soup. That's why I'm blending it. So the next thing we're doing is going to be cooking the goat meat. So I'm just pouring the goat meat into a pot. And to it, I'll be adding the onion, the pepper and the ginger blend together. And I'm also going to be adding a little bit of water. I'm just adding a little bit because I want the onion and the ginger to get cooked together with the meat for a while before adding the next ingredients. So now I'm just going to be adding 1 stock cube to it and a little bit of salt to this as well. And now I'm just going to be mixing it together. You can see the water is quite little because I want the ingredients to get into the meat. So I'm just going to be mixing this, and I'm going to cook this on the medium heat for about 30 to 45 minutes. So I forgot I didn't put my beef seasoning. So now I'm just going to be adding my beef seasoning and just drizzling it all over the recipe, and I'll be mixing it as well. And I'm also going to leave a list of the ingredients used in the description box below so you guys can see it. So after cooking it for some minutes, I came back to check on the meat. You can see the water is going down, the moisture content is reducing. So I'm just mixing it together to make sure it's properly cooked. I came back again and came to check it. You want to make sure the meat cooks for as long as possible so it comes out tasting really soft and not too hard. So I'm just using my fork right now to puncture into the meat to see if they are getting cooked. They're still a bit hard as I was checking it, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this right now. So I'm just going to add more water into the meat to allow it to cook properly. You want to make sure the meat is soft like I said earlier on. So I'm just mixing this together, and I'll cover it and allow it to cook again for some time. So I came back in to check the meat, and you can see the water has reduced. So you want to make sure you keep checking it and keep adding some more water into it so it doesn't get dried and it doesn't get burnt hard. And I'm also checking it again with my fork to see if it's cooked. This time they are cooked, they're a bit soft, so I'm just adding more water into it, and I'm going to allow them to cook for a while. So you want to make sure the meat is very soft before you move to the next phase of this recipe. So now we're about to make the pepper soup. I just added more water into the meat, and now I'm just going to be adding my pepper soup spices. I just drizzle it all over. A little bit of chili powder, this is optional. If it's already spicy, there's no need to add this to it. And I'm just giving it a good mix to make sure the ingredients are properly incorporated together with the beef stock that has been cooking. So right now I'm just adding my yam into it, and I'm adding more water because the yam is going to cook together with the goat meat, so you want to make sure the yam gets cooked. So I'm just using my spatula to bring up the goat meat to the top of the pot and push the yam to the bottom of the pot so they can get cooked, because I'm making this in one pot, the goat meat pepper soup and the yam. So right now I'm just going to taste the soup to see if any ingredient is lacking, and I noticed my salt was not enough, so I'm just going to add a little bit more salt to this, and I'm going to give it a good stir to make sure the ingredients are properly incorporated before I allow this to cook. So I'm just adding a little bit more water to it to enable the yam get cooked, and I'm going to cover it and allow this to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. So after about 10 to 15 minutes, I came back to check on my pepper soup. You can see it's looking good. The ingredients are coming together. You can see how good this is looking right now. So I'm just using my spatula to move the yam to the bottom part of the pot to make sure they get cooked and they come out tasting really soft, as well as the meat. So you want to make sure the meat and the yam is soft and it's not too hard when you're eating it. So right now I'm just going to add the last ingredients for this recipe, basil and oregano. If you have scent leaf, you can use scent leaf for it, but this was what I have available, so I'm just drizzling it all over the pepper soup right now. So after that, I'm just gonna give it a good mix to make sure it's properly incorporated with the rest of the food on fire, and I'm just gonna allow this to cook for some minutes before serving it. So the pepper soup has been cooking for a while, and you can see the moisture is reducing in the pot. The meats are looking good. The yam is looking good as well. The pepper soup is coming together. So I'm just using my fork to check the yam to see if they are soft and they are good to go, and these are looking good. So you want to make sure you check the yam with the fork to make sure it's soft and it's cooked before serving it. Right now my yam is cooked and my meat is cooked, so this pepper soup is good. If you like this recipe, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share so many people can get to see it, and please leave a comment in the description box below. And please support me by subscribing to my channel as I upload new recipes every week, and I also have a video on catfish pepper soup that I know you would like. Please don't forget to check on that video and like and share too. So this is how my goat meat pepper soup looks like. You can see the meat is looking good. It is soft and it's tender. The yams are cooked as well. You can see the basil, the oregano, they are incorporated into the pepper soup, and this is how I like it. I serve it hot and I eat it hot. Thank you for watching.